Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Dorks.
Total dorks. Dorks who will be killed!
Welcome to the show.
I was going to say, hello everyone, and welcome to STS-4. That's right, it's the 4th episode of Shootin, which honestly, considering the number of times we've filmed and then not posted, this is like actually the 8th, or the 9th, maybe the 10th?
Yeah, I think we're currently in the double digits.
Yeah, we're somewhere around there, although we have a lost one. I did recover a lost STS episode, which I'm very happy because that was one where my dog Missy made an appearance and she danced.
Yay!
We danced together on air, live for your viewing pleasure. So at some point, when I don't have an STS ready to go, we will go ahead and upload that one to make it happen. So super glad to have all of you watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tickle the algorithm, whatever you need to do in order to get this. If you love this, share it with everybody. If you didn't like this, send this to 10 people you don't like. And then
may I have a suggestion for the last episodes?
Sure.
Call them LTS. Losing the
I like that, actually. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we will hold ourselves to that on air. And of course, as ever, my only guest I've ever had so far, not for lack of trying, but I've got my good buddy, Blake Calvert.
I was about to say, you have to know more interesting people than me.
Yes, but the problem is you're the only one that's available.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or reevaluate some of my life choices. Anyway.
I was going to say, it's a bit of both. So, I mean, look, you're an awesome person. So, just so you understand with that there. So
I don't need you to validate me, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. So we are starting off 2024.
Yep.
I'm remembering the first episode that we did of this 4 years ago. It was an interesting one, to say the least. We were on approach to the pandemic. We talked about I think it was wildfires in Australia, and they had.
Hard to believe that a year could start off with literally a continent catching fire and then get worse.
Yeah, a continent caught fire, and the United States murked that one Iranian guy on the day that we were shooting, and then pandemic. So, boy, 2020 was tough.
Yeah,
it was a little bit of a year, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was a time.
Yeah, I'm glad we got through that, and I'm glad we got through that election cycle just in time for this upcoming election cycle, which I'm sure is going to be just as fun. I'm looking forward to so much of what we're about to see.
I will say this, and this is probably the most quote-unquote serious we get on the show probably.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that so many states are just saying like, oh, no, yeah, Trump's completely ineligible to run here because he broke the anti-treason laws.
Yeah. With the insurrection portion of the 14th Amendment, which is what everybody's got under a microscope right now. Yeah. That's definitely going to, I think it already is at the Supreme Court, right?
Yeah.
And they need to make a decision on that quick.
Yeah, because those mail-in ballots are starting to go out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, for the primaries. Yeah. They're starting to go out, but at least in places like Iowa and New Hampshire, which are apparently who set the trend in the United States. And I was unaware of this living in California. So... Which I think I don't. What is up with that? Why does Iowa and New Hampshire end up traditionally being the ones? So half of our watchers are not in the United States. We're just as confused as you are oftentimes about American politics.
Yeah,
There's a great series of YouTube videos called American Politics Out of Context. And basically, it's not out of context, it's just the way it is.
Also, for some reason...
It just doesn't make sense two-thirds of the time. Also,
for some reason, the candidate's ability or want to consume fried foods at various locations is a big deal. I just want my politicians to do their jobs competently.
Yeah.
Is that hard?
It is apparently extremely difficult to do that. So
I feel like it shouldn't be a big ask to have the people that we essentially pick for jobs to do their jobs well.
Yeah. Well, turns out. So I don't understand. I'm very confused too as to how people who are very bad at this job are consistently employed at it. Money is definitely a big part of it. And I feel like there's something to be said, too, about getting pushed. As in, news media and stuff wants people who are incendiary and gigantic idiots. Because, as the saying goes in news media, if it bleeds, it leads. So,
although eventually you do get across the point where it's like, oh no, this guy it's too much, and then we get George Santos.
Yeah.
Or Anthony DeVolder. Or Qatar Ravage.
Now, see what...
that was his drag name. Look it up. He was a drag queen in Brazil who performed under the name Qatar Ravage, which I like to imagine is an Avatar: The Last Airbender reference.
Yeah, that's most certainly an interesting name to choose for yourself. Regardless of what you're using it for. For drag especially. I don't know what that is supposed to mean. Usually in drag, your name is supposed to be something amusing. Or some sort
kind of pun or words.
Yeah.
Or just Bob the Drag Queen.
Yeah, that too. That works just as well.
It's
or
an apt description.
Or like one I could... Divine. Yeah. Is what I can think of, right? Like some of them are just descriptors of somebody. So I've always wanted to do drag. I thought it would be really fun to do that kind of performance, mostly to be aggressive at the audience.
I technically did drag for a show in high school.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a second, I've worn a dress on stage already.
Yeah, we both did actually.
Yeah.
And both of our senior plays, we ended up in dresses.
Yeah,
I will say this: you probably had the more humorous of the two.
Yes. Yeah, I was in a dress with a blonde wig, and I probably looked a lot like Ann Coulter. Yep. So, but I will say this:
who was relevant at the time?
Yeah, who was? I will say this: her hands bigger than mine.
And also, you were being swung in a harness while being pelted with Muppets.
That hurt. I'm going to be honest here. The Muppets hurt a lot. I don't know if you've ever been pelted by a Muppet before, but it hurts a lot. So basically, the whole premise...
I mean, I've seen Miss Piggy slap a dude clear across room, so I believe it.
Yeah, it hurts. So the whole idea was that at some point in the play, my character's mom was a senator from New York, and I was trying to get her into trouble or something like that so that she would come back to the hotel that we were staying at. And I called up the news media and said that she was starting a bill to outlaw the letter Z or something it was to outlaw a certain letter in the alphabet, and the Muppets threw a riot over it. And then at one point I was in a dress and I ended up outside and I was on this big thing of bed sheets swinging by a window, and while the Muppets were attacking me, it was wild.
Meanwhile, I was on the stage, my character was playing an actor, and I was auditioning for a role in Jurassic Park the musical, and I was playing and I auditioned as a velociraptor, and my character had a severe peanut allergy, and somebody just dropped a Snickers bar at me, and I instantly fainted, and you just see fainted behind the couch while somebody was just miming violently jabbing me with an EpiPen. It
was a wild finish to the show.
Yeah.
I would say. By the way, I just want to say that was really fun because I was in like a full harness for that, and I actually had to. I don't think people realize this, but I was like 20 feet off of the ground, and I had to jump, and I had to jump in a certain way that would allow me to keep that line I was on tight, which was it took a couple practice tries to do that, and boy, did my hurt after the end of that.
I just think I remember those rehearsals. That was a trip.
Yeah, the first time I remember I did not get it right at all, and boy, was I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have kids because of that, which is fine. I don't want kids. But I remember the guy who built the rig for it was standing up there with me. And I was like, man, I'm really nervous about this. And he said, don't worry about it. If it breaks, you'll just hit the ground and be paraplegic for the rest of your life. So, you know who that was.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Hell of a thing to tell 18-year-old.
Yeah. It is pretty funny. So, it's just one of the many things I've heard from people before that would probably make other people go, huh? What? No, I'm not doing this. But it didn't deter me. It was just like,
and yet somehow we're both alive.
Yeah, I don't know how it's happened. But yeah, it's not the first time I've heard from somebody that like, oh, you're going to get hurt majorly doing this.
Sometimes it's from me.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's for funsies. What are you looking forward to in 2024?
Let's see. I got a couple personal resolutions. And one of them is I haven't told you this yet, but one of my resolutions is I want to get this D&D campaign I've been sort of brewing in my brain for the better part of a year now, finally off the ground, get some folks together, and actually finally play this thing.
Okay.
Because last year we were part of a regular D&D group that used to play on a fairly regular basis up until the pandemic lockdowns, and then various groups falling through because of that, and various personal changes.
Yeah.
And so we've been a lull, and last year I sort of stepped up and sort of DM'd a few one-shots. And it's like, you know what? I'm actually kind of enjoy being a DM.
Very good DM, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. You are an excellent DM. I just want to say, a couple weeks ago, we did a Christmas one-shot with Blake and a group of friends. You were fantastic at it. Yeah. So, and the development, the lore you made and everything, it was just great. So, just throwing that out there publicly that you are a fantastic DM.
Yeah, and so anyway, I feel like, you know what? So I kind of finally want to get this sort of campaign idea going off the ground, and just sort of that. Which, by the way, I kind of want to tell you something. I saw this thing that's sort of been circulating tabletop Twitter. Mm-hmm. I refuse to call it X. F*** you, Elon. So anyway, this thing about like this one post about this guy saying like, you know, more DMs should be able to say, no, you cannot play these certain races in D&D, and just sort of came up with his own list of, like, races that are always okay, sometimes okay, but never okay. And I was like, what kind of asshole tries to limit their players' fun like that?
Like, you know what that's called, right?
Being a dick.
Well, also racist.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Like saying it's never okay to play a Warforged. It's like, hey, if my dude wants to play a robot, I'm going to let him play a robot.
Hell yeah. Why would you don't limit people in what they're going to do. The fun, most of the fun is in the creativity of what's happening with it. So,
and also it's my own personal philosophy on D&D and DMing. Your job as a DM is to make sure that your players have as good a time as possible. Mm-hmm. Whether it's sort of accommodating their own personal needs and whatnot, or make sure they have their characters, but also if it sort of dictates like these races are having some issues in this world, just let your players know in advance. Like, okay, you want to play Dragonborn? Just so you know, this is how some people view Dragonborns in my world. Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that. Right. That kind of like thing to throw in, that kind of lore to have in a world. Yeah. Like, I really don't care for it.
Right.
Like, I'll play it,
Yeah, I mean,
but
just like in general, like
it can really lead to some like genuinely uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, I feel like, I also feel like in general, like you try to like limit that sort of thing unless you have like unless you have like a solid narrative reason, like that you're planning to pay off further down the road in your story. Then
if I were DMing, my whole point would be to make sure that the players are enjoying themselves, but I also very much do not want to make my players uncomfortable at any point. Right. Challenging the players, yes. Having working the player's emotions, yes, but making a player feel uncomfortable, triggering that kind of an emotion in somebody.
Right.
Oh boy, I'm not really not a big fan of something like that. At least uncomfortable in the sense of being marginalized within the game. Right, exactly. Like if you're uncomfortable because of the battle that you're in, like I can't help you there. Right. Or if you're uncomfortable because like you've done some death saving throws and it hasn't gone so well so far, and like this is a make or break throw. I don't know what to tell you. So,
like you're down the cantrips and the guy's not even at half HP left. Can't help you there.
Yeah, I bet you feel genuinely uncomfortable at that point. But in general, like making you feel uncomfortable because of who your character is, I'm not keen on that. So, like I said, I've played it. I've been in a campaign where that's been a thing, but it wasn't like. It wasn't.
Yeah, it sort of makes.
Yeah, I didn't feel good about it, you know.
Yeah, I think I was in that same campaign with you. Which it's like,
so I totally understood what the point was of including it, but it just didn't work. Yeah. Within the context of the campaign, it didn't work. Yeah. Luckily, in the campaign, it never came up.
Right.
So, which I feel like that was good. So, there are ways that you can create something in a world and then skirt around it if you need to.
Yeah, but like if it's something like, Tiamat is the big bad in this campaign, so people kind of like side-eye Dragonborns, then it's like, okay, there's a narrative understanding behind that, but as long as I don't make it like overtly explicit about it, then
I was gonna say, as someone who is like near permanently playing Dragonborns, anybody who does that, just want to say F you for that one. So
don't be mad because Wizards made one of their most notorious villains a 5-headed dragon demon.
You know what? That sounds cool. And if there were actual deities that I had to worship in a actual world, that sounds like a pretty good one.
I want to worship the evil 5-headed dragon goddess with each head is a different color.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Dorks.
Total dorks. Dorks who will be killed.
Is there anything else you're looking forward to in the year?
Actually, there's some did you have any more like personal stuff that you, or anything honestly that you wanted? Because obviously personal stuff might be personal. So, like, is there any like?
Actually, I do plan on doing a little bit more traveling or like more personal time. Like,
nice.
Like my birthday this year, turning 35.
Congrats! Welcome to the 35 Club.
Yeah, it's a big-ish year, not overtly big, but like it's sort of like a nice round number.
Next year, you get to turn the age that is halfway to the average lifespan of an American. So, congratulations.
Anyway, I gotta try to resurrect the mood. So,
I think about that a lot, which means that the Depakote and the Wellbutrin isn't working.
I am taking solace knowing that my great aunt lived to be 89.
That's good.
I'm sort of like taking like, okay, I've had several relatives that lived to their late 70s and almost 90s, so I'm just going to be taking that and be like, okay.
Don't waste your time, though, right? Don't waste your time.
Right, but anyway. To try and bring back the mood and my poor thing, so I kind of want to do like a kind of big Disneyland weekend with me and a few close friends, and I think my sister might actually be in town that weekend and see if maybe she wants to come too.
Nice.
So that's going to be a nice fun thing. And another thing, my sister has sort of like a late Christmas type present. Wants to take me on a trip to Seattle in the summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Seattle is very nice.
Yeah, I mean...
Pretty cool place.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny because last summer we were all together for our kind of biannual Calvert family gathering. Mm-hmm. And my sister is saying, like, if you go any place, where would you go? And for some reason, Seattle is like the first town that pops in my head because I figured it's like, okay, it's different enough from what I'm used to, but also
Frasier.
I don't even like Frasier that much.
Don't know why that just popped in my head, but it did. I've never even watched Frasier, but
I know it takes place in Seattle. But
I just remember the sound.
I don't even know what that's. So yeah, my sister and I are going to Seattle.
Well, go to the Frasier Museum for me and take a video, and we'll put it on STS, and we'll...
Good Lord. Okay, how long are we... Okay, according to this, we've been recording for a little over 20 minutes and completely off the rails.
Yep, I was going to say, I don't think the train was even on the tracks. So, are we even on a train? So, yeah, so that's your stuff.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, and also a good friend of ours getting married next November.
Yes,
so
we'll be there for that.
Gonna go to that. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think we should go together, not because we're a couple, because we're not, but just I think it would be like like if plus ones are allowed. I think who's coming along for me. And you can grab somebody, and we'll all get a hotel together.
That was my thinking.
Yeah, and we can all sleepwalk in the room together. I'm gonna kill you, Leonard Nimoy. Kiss you right on the mouth, Kenny Rogers.
Why is your purse in the stove? Or the oven? Does anybody know what we're referencing right now?
I don't know if anybody does, but if you do know what we are referencing,
you're cool.
You're cool, and you should leave it in the comments. So, and specifically,
feed us the engagement.
Specifically, don't write what it is. Don't write the name of the movie in the comments.
If it is a movie.
If it is,
make any do it.
But just make a yes. Put your favorite line from that movie, possibly not movie, in the comments below. So I think I'll put my favorite line if you put your favorite line in the comments.
Okay.
So that way we can.
Right.
I will have both given myself some engagement, and you can give me some engagement, which hopefully the powers that be at YouTube haven't seen that, because I don't know if this is like
insider engagement.
I don't know if it's like a prostitution sting or something like that. It
feels more like an insider trading for engagement.
Yeah. Wait, am I Martha Stewart? Does that make you Snoop Dogg? Anyways, I still like the photo of Martha Stewart, Snoop Dogg standing next to each other. And there's like a little thing at the bottom that says, one of these people is a convicted felon. So... I love Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
He's such a good dude.
Yeah.
So,
you remember when everybody kind of freaked out a little bit when it was announced that he was quitting smoking?
Yeah.
And everybody was just like, oh my God, is he actually going sober? Some people were like, oh, maybe just switching over to edibles.
Yeah, like I can understand why you would quit smoking. Like your lungs all jacked up.
Yeah, it turns out it was some sort of viral marketing for a smokeless smoker he was selling.
Yeah. Go figure. So... anyways. I personally don't smoke my cannabis. I eat my cannabis when I consume it. So,
I don't consume, but I don't judge.
Yeah. So, I mostly use it just to like go to sleep whenever I need to. It's not like I'm, getting high every night.
I just realized there's a good...
Although, the number of Cheetos I eat, you would think.
I just realized there's a good chance that somewhere in this video an ad's going to pop up for mood gummies.
Yeah, probably. So, I was going to say, even my dogs, we got little, we call them, they're little, like, cannabis bites for the dogs to chill them out if there's, like for New Year's, we gave them to them because there's fireworks out the wazoo.
So it's K9ibus?
So K9ibus? Oh, this is a good one. I like that. I'm gonna let's write that down. I think I have an idea for a company. We and my mom call them puppy pot pills. So it's pretty good. Puppy pot pill.
Points for alliteration.
Thank you. It was her idea, not mine. But what were we talking about?
Oh, things you're looking for.
Right. See? This cannabis works so well. I can't remember what we were talking about. Boy, now that I've admitted it on air, there goes my career in aerospace. So, thanks, Uncle Joe. You think him and Cornpop still get into fights? So, okay. If you don't know what I'm referencing, look up Joe Biden Cornpop. You're gonna... I'm not gonna explain it. You just gotta go find out yourself. It was one of those things in the 2020 election where when I heard it, I was just like, no way. Like, no way is he saying this right now. Like, oh my God, this is not looking good. It was like that.
It's almost like when you elect an 81-year-old to be president, he says some weird, dumb things. See,
here's the thing. I don't want to harp on people's age because I know people who lived into their 90s that were unbelievably sharp. And you see people like Don Rickles. Yeah. If you ever watch Don Rickles, he was super smart into his old age. It's just man.
I generally I agree with you.
Damn.
If you watch Mel Brooks interviews, he still mostly got it.
Yeah.
But I mostly agree with you. However, I feel like at a certain point you gotta be like, okay, maybe we should do some tests and make sure it's.
That's. I don't agree with that because it becomes one of these. It could be a slippery slope to preventing people who may have certain issues or mental health or other things like that not into these positions that could make a positive influence. It's a discussion that is incredibly nuanced. It is not black and white. It is gray to its core.
Right.
And just like the hair of the people we're talking about, gray.
I understand that. I understand that it's very nuanced, but just at the same time, these are people that are in charge of, these are people who make decisions that affect not only this country, but also tend to have, a ripple effect throughout the whole rest of the world.
Yeah.
And if you have, people literally just locking up in the middle of a sentence, staring out in the middle distance, people are going to be like, uh-oh.
One of my favorite music artists put a video out for their new album because it was coming out around the time Mitch McConnell.exe has stopped working.
Yeah.
And he was like, he would have the songs play in the background like it was actually in the room echoing from someone's phone or something playing, and he would just stop and listen to the music. It was great. I loved it.
He was basically doing that bit from Seinfeld when Elaine was dating the guy, and every time Desperado would just come up Elaine, just...
Everybody has a song that they do that for.
Yeah.
Right? What's your Wait a Moment song?
I'm not sure. I think the closest one for me, probably Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's a damn good one.
Right. Again, I don't fully tell the person next to me just be quiet. I vibe to. I just sort of not long ago yeah.
Well, I know one thing because you and I both love Queen. So whenever we're if we're in a car together and Queen starts playing, we're both
yep.
We both shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And just listen in. So that's kind of how that goes.
Right.
So I think mine is definitely Rock You Like a Hurricane by the Scorpions.
Interesting choice.
Yeah. I think it's a good one. Like, that's a good song to come out to.
Right.
Like, come out, like, honest, like your wrestler entrance song.
Oh, I thought you meant that's the song where you told your parents, guess what?
I'm not straight. I'm pan so, pansexual, baby, and that doesn't mean I love cooking. It means
I'm pansexual.
Love everybody. Oh man. Anyways, speaking of pansexuality, you were bringing something up before this episode, and I was like, sure, yeah, let's talk about it on the episode, which is...
Honestly, we've gone in so many different directions, I just completely forgot, honestly.
It's a certain thing involving X-Men.
Oh, right.
Because I was like, this may put me on... this. I may end up being put on blast because of this.
Okay, so I thought it would be sort of like a fun little goofy type thing where we do like a little game of smash or pass with the various members of the X-Men. And since I know you don't read a ton of comics,
unfortunately,
I'm going to...
I watch a lot of them. Thanks, Disney.
so
Warner Brothers.
So I'm just going to limit it to the ones that have been on various cartoons, TV shows, and
stuff
movies.
that I've like actually consumed
or have a high probability of seeing.
Yeah.
And
I did watch the X-Men cartoon as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually just watched the X-Men cartoon the other day, but in the context of the I'm the Juggernaut, the original I'm the Juggernaut video.
And actually, I've actually, when Disney Plus first launched, that was like one of the first things.
A spaceship. It's a Dodge.
Well, anyway, back. So, and for those of you who don't know how Smash or Pass works, I'm just gonna name like the various fictional characters.
Are you thinking people who watch this channel don't know how Smash or Pass works?
I don't know.
I
don't know our audience.
Do they not know?
I don't.
Do not know who I am.
I don't pull our...
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, it's basically I say a character, and Jared sort of like gives, and we sort of give it 2 cents.
Wait, I was going to say, and Jared. I was like, no, I am not the only person who's...
Both of us sort of give us if we would sleep with them.
Like I am not the only person who's going to be judged by the merits of their Smash or Pass. I don't know.
Okay, so basically we're gonna talk about which X-Men we'd fuck.
So, yeah, basically.
All right, so
the the modified SR-71 that they fly, smash. Yeah, I'm smashing that.
Smashing the blackboard, got it. So now to the actual people.
Now that we got that one out of the way.
All right, Professor Charles Xavier.
That's a smash. You have to, right?
I gotta be honest. I might give him the pass. I'm sort of like using my comic brain here, but he's kind of inconsistent with his morals, and plus, especially when it comes to like going into people's heads without their permission.
See, that's what I was supposed to say. He can read your mind, so he should know what you would really want.
Yeah, but it also depends on how deep he's gonna go. Like, that's
true.
Sometimes he might look at you don't want him to see him.
That's true.
With Patrick Stewart on the other hand,
you gave this look at me real quick right now.
No,
like,
right. However, Patrick Stewart on the other hand, smash.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart's a smash, and I mean like all era Patrick Stewart smash.
Yeah,
I'd even smash Patrick Stewart from Dune. I'd even smash.
You smashed the poop emoji.
What?
Yeah, he played the poop emoji in the Emoji Movie.
I'll pass on that version of Patrick Stewart. I would even smash Patrick Stewart in Star Trek with a wig like they originally wanted him. So,
God, imagine living in that parallel universe.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cyclops. Oh, this is a...
There's a long silence after that one. Yeah, I'd smash Cyclops.
Honestly,
I think I would.
Honestly, same. This dude managed to pull in both Jean Grey and Emma Frost, so there's got to be something.
Dude's got game.
There's got to be something there that most people just aren't seeing.
I'd go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Iceman.
Iceman. Okay, now we're getting into stuff that I'm unfamiliar with. So,
Sean Ashmore from the X-Men movies.
That did not help me out.
Tell you what, I'll just bring up a.
Okay, yeah, I guess we're going based on how they look now. Personality, who cares? So, yeah, I need more. Give me some, what are some...
All right, I'll just...
Because, looks are great and everything, but I also, how is this person?
Okay.
How is Iceman?
Kind of like
explain Iceman to me.
He's kind of like a fun, sort of outgoing, happy-go-lucky kind of guy. And I'm sure this helped. He recently came out as gay in the comics, so maybe, I don't know if there's sort of a weird energy towards that.
He has a good time.
Yeah.
Going out on a Friday night would end in a we're gonna somehow find ourselves. Is it happy-go-lucky hijinks? Mischievous?
Yeah,
definitely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smash. I'm in. Count me in.
I'd say pass because most of the time his body's covered in ice. And you remember that scene from A Christmas Story with the kid in the light bulb?
That's why you have to be... Blake!
You need that info going in?
What's up?
You need the info that he's mostly covered in ice?
Oh, there's temperature play and other things like that.
Yeah.
So you don't... How am I to judge? I'm not going to stop it.
Okay, fair enough. Beast. Wow, we're really getting into the deep thoughts on this one, huh?
I can't believe you're doing this to me. What about you? You first.
Okay, if we're going strictly from the TV show and movies, I'd say yes. Going from the comics, dude turned into a straight-up war criminal, and that's a bit of a turn-off.
Okay, so I will pass on the comics one, and then we're gonna smash movies and TV show.
All right.
Beast. I think I would do that for sure.
Okay, Archangel.
Okay, now this is another one I am not well familiar with.
Okay,
so to show off my limited comics knowledge.
All right, rich, kind of douchey, angel wings, but also sometimes he gets kind of corrupted, turns blue, and those wings turns metal that shoot knives.
So he's a bad boy.
Yeah. Bad boy via torture and forced experimentation.
Villain?
Ish. Unwilling mostly. Whenever he's a villain, it's unwilling.
Gotcha. Okay. So a ambiguously aligned character, as it were.
Right.
With it there. What kind of douchey? Because there's different types of douchey. He's
kind of full of himself until he gets the kicked out of him.
Oh, I'd kick the shit out of him. I'm gonna smash him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the pass. The metal knife wings. Sometimes that
does not scare me.
That's a mood killer for me.
That does not scare me.
All right, Jean Grey.
I feel like we're learning things about each other today, Blake. I feel like we're both.
I feel like we're growing our friendship.
And I feel like we're also letting people who probably don't want to know things know things.
Too bad.
So yeah, you're the one watching. So
or you just skip ahead to whatever.
Yeah. And honestly, I want to say this too. If you're brave enough in the comments below, you can go ahead and make your own smash and pass list based on what we're doing.
And also feel free to throw another X-Men. Maybe we'll throw our 2 cents there.
Yeah, I can always send the comment to both of us, and I can answer on behalf of both of us. Yeah. So yeah, we'll happily do that. So
okay. Jean Grey.
You're gonna kill me because I know that she's a main character, but I cannot for the life of me. First of all, I just want to say it's been a really long time since I've seen any X-Men content. So
all right. Redhead. Generally depicted as the teen mom. Hot as hell for some reason. Every time in the 90s show, whenever she like get a psychic attack, it would sound like a weird, sexy moan. Again, look this up. I am not joking.
It was the 90s. So
occasionally gets possessed by a cosmic space bird and becomes evil-ish. Comics are weird, man.
Yeah.
Telepathic, telekinetic. I'm gonna go. I'd say it. I know what I said about Professor X with the whole digging too deep. I'm going to take that risk with Gene. I'm going to say smash.
I think I'm going to pass. So, a little worried about the possession there. So, also, like, that just... anyways.
All right. Again, a good chance you don't know this guy, so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown straight up. Dude's name's Havoc. He's Cyclops' younger brother and has a massive inferiority complex because of it. And even to the point where he has dated and is currently in a relationship with a clone of Jean Grey. So, yeah, I'm going to give him a pass.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that one, too. Sounds like he lacks confidence.
Yeah.
I don't want to necessarily say confidence is everything.
But it's a lot.
For me, but, like, if you got confidence, it's noticeable.
Right.
So.
Speaking of, Nightcrawler.
Oh, that's a smash. 100%.
Same page.
Yeah, that is 100%. There's a lot of things that can happen there that I'm here for. So,
okay, Wolverine. Another.
I'm looking at you because Wolverine's your favorite, but
it is true. Wolverine is 100% my absolute favorite superhero. I am going to say smash with the caveat that we do not share a room afterwards. Because I remember that scene where he has a PTSD flashback, jumps up screaming, and accidentally stabs Rogue in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with the caveat that we're in separate rooms afterwards, I say smash.
I think I'll join you on that, and I feel like there's going to be a night of unbelievable drinking involved in that too. Like there's going to be a very potent party that will happen with that. So I will join you in that front. So
all right. Storm. I'm just going to straight up say smash.
Yeah, smash. I don't really think I have to say much more.
Yeah,
on that front.
I feel like most people are on the same page with us on that
Storm
one.
Front. So, cold front, hot front, not hot front.
Especially portrayed by early 2000s Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Preferably without the accent.
I just would like to, I just would like to say Halle Berry still has it.
Oh yeah,
so
no denying there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
She's a great actress, and
she's great.
She's not in enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Hollywood, hire Halle Berry for more things.
Get Halle Berry back in. What are you doing?
I mean, Disney, you brought back Kelsey Grammer for Beast. Just give her a cameo in Storm.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Colossus.
Okay. I'm going to need...
Big silver dude.
That guy! No. A goody two-shoes. I'm not here for that. At least portrayed in Deadpool as a goody two-shoes.
I feel like...
Is that how Colossus actually is, though? Because I feel like that was done as a foil.
They definitely exaggerate it to a certain point, but it's definitely a good guy persona there.
Okay.
I feel like I would if he's not in this metal form, because it feels like he'd be like a Turner guy, you know?
Yeah, like a big cuddly,
right?
Kind of heart of gold kind of guy. Yeah. Actually, you know what? When you put it that way, smash.
Yeah.
Let's go that route with it.
All right. Next up, Shadowcat, aka Kitty Pryde. She was played by Elliot Page in that X3. Passes through walls. Brunette hair, usually in a ponytail. Has a pet dragon. I'd do it.
Yeah. On board.
All right. Rogue. Again, feel like I need another Wolverine style caveat.
Mm-hmm.
Where I feel like I would prefer there's some sort of power dampener involved, but it's not 100% a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I'm not looking forward to getting ripped apart, but...
And
If he dies, he dies.
Right. I'm not looking forward to literally be drained to death, but again, if it happens...
It happens.
Yeah.
Smash.
All right. Magneto. Yeah, same thing. This is a tough one. On the one hand, Sir Ian McKellen. On the other hand, mass murderer.
This is a really tough one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say yeah. Question mark?
Yeah, I think I will also do a smash with in boxes question mark.
All right. Okay. Here's
I don't. Such a difficult one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here's kind of a fun one. Gambit. Need a refresher on him or?
Yes, please.
Cajun guy. Kind of a huge flirt. Has an off again, on again with Rogue.
Huge flirt. That's gonna be easy to seduce me with.
Blows stuff up by touching them.
I'm in.
But he has control over it. So.
I'm in. Smash. We're gonna have our date is literally gonna be a whole bunch of objects in the backyard, just blowing them up.
All right, hold on. Just gotta look.
While flirting with each other.
Okay, but here's a...
Flirting is fun as hell. I just want to throw that out there. Especially if you're bad at it.
Actually, I'm going to look at
and you just run with it.
All right, okay.
Makes it even better.
Okay, just quick scan at the Wikipedia page where there's powers and abilities. I'm not sure if this is an actual thing or it's just like sort of like a little clever sort of joke on his charms, but it says... Irresistible hypnotic charm.
Well, that's pretty hard to beat, ain't it?
Again, not sure if that's 100% like literal, because again, it's X-Men. There's a good chance that he actually does have hypnotic powers, which feels a little iffy. But if that's just like a sort of joke, then yeah, I'd say smash.
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember Jubilee?
No, do not remember Jubilee.
All right. In the '90s show, she was like sort of like the teenage runaway girl that the X-Men sort of adopted at the beginning of the series. Asian American, has firework powers. She's an adult now, so again, we're not being creeps.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like.
In fact, she's also a single mom whose kid can turn into a dragon. I feel like I throw these dragon things to sort of help weigh your decision.
Yeah. You are, so.
But you know what? I'd say yeah.
Yeah, same. On board.
Okay. Cable. Josh Brolin's character from Deadpool 2. I was just gonna say this. I'm giving a pass. Too much damn angst.
It's a lot of angst.
I have a certain angst threshold, and at a certain point, I know you're.
I do too.
I know you're from dystopian future and all that, but come on.
I know that the future you come from sucks, but man, I just. But I really like Josh Brolin. That's the problem.
Yeah. Also, he has what's called a techno-organic virus that he just keeps at bay with his telepathic powers. Not sure how transmutable that is, but there you go.
Yeah, pass.
All right.
Not because of the virus or anything. That's if he's keeping it at bay with his own powers. That should allow him to also keep it at bay from anyone he's with. I would assume.
No, that's fair.
So that's no issue whatsoever. It's just the angst. I can't do that much angst.
All right.
So I got to have at least some happiness.
Right. Even Wolverine could joke around every now and then.
Yeah, like I can imagine if you go drinking with Wolverine, that's gonna be like a hell of a night. Yeah. So people are gonna die. You know what I mean? I mean, people are gonna have fun.
Also, people
will die. Yeah, they're gonna die as well. But
he'd be stabbing.
He's a bit pokey.
Yeah. All right. All right. Emma Frost, kind of a haughty, upper class, telepathic, and turn her skin into diamonds. was played by January Jones in Days of Future Past. I gotta be honest, as hot as she is, I'm gonna give her a pass.
I think I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna smash.
Again, it's telepathically, it's like, okay, am I actually doing this because I want to, or are you using your brain magic to make me want to?
Smash.
All right.
So, what happened to January Jones?
You know, that's a good question.
What's she been up to? We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
After the show.
Right.
Or you could look it up and tell us in the comments.
Engagement! Anyway, okay, here's a font that you just mentioned earlier. Juggernaut. Yep, Juggernaut's a member of the X-Men.
Well, as long as I get to ride on a spaceship, it's Dodge. Oh no, I don't think that was the Juggernaut who said that. I think it was somebody who arrived to help him out. I don't know. If you need to get somewhere quick, the Juggernaut sure could help you out.
I'm gonna give him a pass because I feel like the human body can only take so much.
Is there a means by which to fix me if I get broken?
I mean, if we're going by current X-Men continuity, they, up until recently, had a way to resurrect people.
Smash.
Alright.
Smash me, Juggernaut. I'm not afraid.
Okay.
You wanted it.
You're right. Okay, Mystique.
Smash.
Yeah, always go for shapeshifter.
Yes. And she's awesome.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Yeah, her default's already sexy as hell, but again, go for a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Also, according to some of the most recent comics, she's capable of getting people pregnant. So, if any lady's looking, all right, just a whole lot of people you'd have no context. Oh, okay. Here's somebody you might actually have context of knowing. Namor.
No, never. I don't even think I've ever heard that.
Okay.
Or if I have, I don't even remember it.
All right. He was the antagonist in the most recent Black Panther movie,
which I have yet to see. Very sorry about that, everybody.
He's King of Atlantis. Ripped as hell. Always wears a Speedo. Has tiny wings on his feet. He's also kind of a terrorist.
What is he, Hermes? Like,
he's a mutant. He's a mutant Atlantean.
Okay.
He's also kind of a terrorist. Like, he's flooded Wakanda at least twice.
Oh, so he's that kind of a terrorist.
Yeah.
Is he not nice?
He's actually considered like one of the earliest anti-heroes in comics.
See, I love a good anti-hero. That's the problem. I really like a good anti-hero. What? Show me.
Show you Namor?
Yeah.
Do you want live action or?
I don't care.
I'll go live action, even though it's not completely accurate, but give me a second. Gotta try to make sure you'd be like, okay, I see it.
Well, it's,
So I've just kind of laughing that there's this ripped dude on the official Disney wiki.
Well, I mean, some superheroes are ripped, right?
Oh yeah,
that's the whole point. Like the peak of physical prowess, smash.
Although not the actor, there's some allegations. Just on the actor, not the character.
Gotcha. Not been a good series of months for actors, performers, if you will, portraying
antagonists specifically.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. There are a couple more that you probably would have heard of.
I was going to say, if I can give a hint, if you're ever trying to resurrect your career after allegations have come up, if you're in an interview, don't wear Jinko jeans.
Yep. Or don't show up on Tucker Carlson's Twitter show.
Holy sh**.
Right? Right?
Don't show up on Tucker.
Okay, I got two more, but we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, okay, we'll come back to that.
All right.
We'll look back to that one.
More. Okay, X-23. She's a female clone of Wolverine. Similar power sets, but instead of having 3 claws on each hand, there's 2 on each hand and 1 on each foot.
Okay, I'm in.
And also,
Smash.
And also, an interesting thing in the comics, there's actually 2 of them. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but various time dilation, timey-wimey, mix-up whatevers. There's one that's like probably in her early to mid-20s, and another one that's like over 100 years old, but essentially has like Wolverine's healing factor. She looks pretty much exactly the same, but just with a long gray streak in her hair, so... either or, I'd just say.
Yeah.
Again, I'd also say Smash with a similar caveat to Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, Miss Marvel, who is a child and therefore ineligible for this list.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the X-Men Smash or Pass, or
yes,
Jared would know.
Yes, thank you, appreciate it. Now that we've learned a lot about each other,
right?
With this here.
Now back to goddamn Kevin Spacey. Holy
Kevin Spacey? Pass.
100%.
Yeah, 100% on that one. Man, what a piece of work.
I mean, the annual in-character presentations he does every Christmas, that's weird by itself.
Yeah. Like when you... Like we both have acted at times in our lives for a very considerable period of our lives. Yeah. There was really never any point where we looked at a character that we were playing and said, I would love this to consume me for the rest of my life.
Let alone a character who's kind of a piece of shit.
Kind of?
You're right, but again...
if I'm remembering House of Cards correctly, he is an outright psychopathic piece of shit.
It's basically like if Christian...
Damn, that sounds like people who get elected.
It's basically like if Christian Bale decided to revolve his entire career on his character from American Psycho.
Yeah, that would just be really gross.
And
really gross.
Here's the real kicker. To show up on Tucker Carlson.
On his Twitter show. It's almost like showing up on a YouTube show to talk about smashing or pashing X-Men.
At least when we do it, we're doing it because we think it's a good time, and that's clearly a part of our brand.
And we're not meaning any harm by it, and we're just...
And to be honest...
We're shooting the shit. That's what this is.
And let's be honest, talking about what fictional characters we would or wouldn't is kind of on brand for us.
Yeah, honestly. Knowing our dip that we basically did all throughout our lives, it's pretty on point for what we do.
But to show up, the whole thing about Tucker Carlson and conservatives in general is they built like this whole thing about protecting children from groomers and all this.
Yes.
And to bring on Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. A guy who is definitely a groomer. So, and for some reason, all of his accusers keep dying.
Yeah, and again, it's like, y'all really don't see it? Y'all really doubling and quadrupling down on this nonsense?
Apparently.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, there are some people that a character consumes them for the rest of their lives, and they just accept it and deal with it. Like, one I could think of is Hunter S. Thompson. There was a certain autobiographical acknowledgement in like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but also at the same time his Raoul Duke persona consumed him, and he absolutely hated every second of it by the time it was the late 70s.
Meanwhile, you got guys like David Tennant still sort of like going back to being the Doctor and Doctor Who and which like, if you want a character to sort of define your career, I can think of worse characters.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's really cool when somebody goes back to play a character originally, and they do it, but they do it effectively in that sort of like aging kind of way with it, you know? So, I'm really looking forward to the new Beetlejuice movie because I want to see Michael Keaton unleashed again, going nuts.
Yeah, and like, finally, not Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, which,
yeah, it didn't work out so good.
We brought back Michael Keaton, and he's gonna crash his jet into an alien force field and die.
Great, good call.
Also, as a joke, we're gonna have George Clooney reprise his Batman character again at the end
because
that whole universe is dead. Nobody cares.
We own this property.
Yeah.
So
again, that universe is dead.
We own this IP. Quick.
James Gunn is gonna do his own thing. I'm not gonna say for sure if it's gonna be better or worse, but it's gonna be more entertaining.
I was gonna say there's something to be said about a train wreck. Most of them are fun to look at, but the ones that aren't, man. Yeah. And that has certainly been one that has not been fun to watch. Yeah. So, and it sucks too. I think we've talked about this before, where we both of us want Marvel and DC to have excellent films and shows and other things coming out, because it's very much all ships rise with the tide kind of. Exactly. It's just like spaceflight. In spaceflight, all ships rise with the tide. When someone does great, it makes us all look good. When someone does a turd, God Almighty.
I always
as a friend once told me, some turds float, some turds sink.
I feel like I always go back to Man of Steel, and there was like two things that made me think like, oh, this whole enterprise is gonna be trash. First was like right after there's a flashback scene where it shows Clark saving a busload of his classmates from drowning. And it's like, okay, this feels like a Superman type thing. He risks exposing his identity to save a bunch of people's lives. That feels very Superman to me.
Yes.
Tells his dad, and they get into an argument, and he just says, what am I supposed to do? Let him die? And Pa Kent just goes, maybe. He's like, no. Superman gets his morals from his parents.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was really no moral ambiguity with Superman.
Right.
Like, he wasn't... He's not really somebody that stands there and sees something happening and goes,
Is it worth it?
Should I or shouldn't I?
Yeah, Superman helps everyone he can.
There's no. This is going to sound really weird to say it, and kind of thinking it. There's no balance in how his scales of justice work. They are fully tipped to what he views as good.
Yeah, in D&D terms, he is the most stereotypical paladin you can imagine. And you know what? It works for Superman.
Yes.
And the second time was when he murdered Zod. Now, it's not just him killing Zod. You see him kill Zod. He has his scream of anguish. It's like, okay, Superman was forced to do something that goes completely against his moral code. Maybe there's something we can do with this. Maybe there's some interesting story routes we could take with this. Literally the next scene, he's downing a military drone saying, I'm here to help.
Yeah.
It's like,
he got over it really fast.
Yeah.
He went back, he had a juice box and a cookie, and he was fine.
Yeah, and it's just, again, that was the bedrock of that whole cinematic universe. It was bedrock they built upon.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm surprised that we got the few good stuff we did out of it.
Like, I don't really remember much about that movie because it just wasn't really a lot for me to want to remember. Really, the only thing the most prominent memory I have about that movie was in that fight scene when they smash into the IHOP and the manager's looking at them. And I just remember thinking, that guy's wearing a wig. It's like, no way that guy's hair is that way. Like, he's wearing a wig.
Also, that reminds me. Is it good product placement for a movie where the characters are destroying said product?
Okay, so...
Or do you think...
Oh, I got one to counter you with that, though.
Here's my idea. Or do you think Denny's paid them to destroy an IHOP?
No. I remember IHOP had like a big buy-in on that. I want to put something in. I want to say that there are movies where there is product placement where that product gets destroyed, but it ends up like being something that you remember in a very positive way. Castaway. right? They crash a FedEx plane, and then Tom Hanks' character uses a whole bunch of FedEx packages to survive. And eventually FedEx brings him, well, I don't want to say FedEx brings him home, but after he escapes, FedEx tries to help him get readjust to his life as best they can. Like, good corporate employer. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know if FedEx is bad or not.
They could be a fine company. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. So I don't work for them. So and they're not giving me any money to say otherwise. So yeah. So you absolutely can. Think about every James Bond movie, and they destroy the car. Right. That's just That's a signature of a James Bond movie.
But usually it's right after or while the car is doing some awesome.
Yeah,
that's just
that Denny's was doing some awesome. Denny's, that IHOP was IHOP, Denny's, same thing. So
they give you pancakes when you're drunk.
Yes, exactly. I'm not going to IHOP because I want to go. I'm going to IHOP because it's the only thing open.
Right.
And because Denny's is also open, but I don't want to be seen at Denny's, or at least I don't want to be seen at the Denny's where I live.
Right.
So if I'm like halfway across the country, sure, I'll go to Denny's. But if I'm in the LA area, I'm not going to Denny's. So what is your minimum radius for Denny's consumption?
Honestly, I don't give a if you're seen at a Denny's at 2 a.m. because you know what? They're at a Denny's at 2 a.m. too.
Yeah.
They're doing shit they're not proud of. I'm doing shit
I'm not proud of.
We're just gonna eat our pancakes in peace and then go our separate ways.
We're gonna sit here and we're gonna lay in it, and that's just the way it's gonna go. We have made our food bed, and that is how this is gonna be.
Our life choices have led to this moment, and we are going to just stew.
I am so mad about the one thing that I did not do when I visited Texas for the Formula One race back in 2019, and that is go to a Waffle House. Should have gone to a Waffle House.
Hey, we got friends in Texas. It's not too late to
I was
visit
going to
them.
say, one of the things I'm looking forward to in 2024 is the total solar eclipse that we're going to have on April 8th. I will probably be in Texas for it, and I'll definitely film it, probably make an adventure episode out of it. And I really am going to endeavor to try to get into a Waffle House for that. And I got to a Whataburger, and that was pretty good. I got to say, a Whataburger, I would put that in my top 5 fast food burgers I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I had Whataburger when I was visiting my brother in
I think it's Whataburger, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Anyway,
someone in the comments will correct us.
I actually had a Whataburger at Kansas when I was visiting my brother back in last February, and I just thought it was fine.
See, it was like a Wendy's burger. It wasn't necessarily the burger that did it for me. It was the spicy ketchup that they had. Okay. I really liked the spicy ketchup, and then the sweet tea. Good God, it was real sweet. So living in California, we don't get real actual Southern sweet tea. That's my first time having sweet tea in the. Is Texas the South?
Close enough. Okay,
it's close enough. We've already deeply offended a large number of people with our smash or pass. I'm sure. Let's offend a whole portion of this country while we're at it.
A whole portion of the country that, let's be honest, everyone watching the show to begin with.
Yeah, I was about to say, considering who I am, no. But also, if they were, awesome. Welcome to the free world. With the sweet tea that I had, it was like a revelation, which was that, oh my God, maybe the sweet tea at Raising Cane's isn't actually sweet tea, but it's pretty close. It's as good as it gets for us.
All right,
so
here's my philosophy. I feel like a restaurant, while it can have good condiments, it can have great drinks. If you're just doing okay at your main selling points, you're only gonna be okay. If I'm going to an Italian restaurant and they have great garlic bread, fantastic salad dressings, and good beverages, whatever, but they're just okay with pasta, and you're not that great of an Italian place.
It's like your fundamentals. If you're not getting your fundamentals right, the rest of whatever you're working on isn't going to be good. So I'm going to throw this out there. What is your like your fast food restaurant, like the one that you think is the pinnacle of good fast food. And I'm just gonna posit this because we're both Californians,
right?
So we have a natural inclination to probably say In-N-Out.
So,
and I do want to just say, let's remove In-N-Out from the equation, because In-N-Out would be my number one, because just nothing beats the freshness of it, and then also I love the fact that it's super simple, right. Even though they just added stuff to the menu and complicated it.
That's not a thing. That's just like
that menu. Even that menu now, where they've added all the new stuff onto it in 2024, it is still like the size of one square of a Burger King menu.
But here's even stuff they added, just like, we now have cherry Coke. Okay.
So, good call, In-N-Out. But
In-N-Out.
And then also, I like the way In-N-Out treats their workers, because they actually pay their workers, which and if you look at how much their burgers, how much the food at In-N-Out actually costs, and you're like, you can't increase the wages for fast food workers because then the prices are going to skyrocket. Bull on that.
Yeah,
I feel like In-N-Out as a whole is probably the biggest amount of evidence against something like that.
Oh yeah,
100%. Prices are going to go up a little bit, but it's not going to be catastrophic.
And it's going to go up like 30 cents.
So,
if that.
And I hope that's not something catastrophic for somebody.
I mean,
So if it is.
If it is, I am so sorry about the situation.
But otherwise, back to fast food.
Stand out on the table. That is.
So if we're going to remove it, should I go first? Because I already know what mine is going to be. And I don't know if you've ever been to one, because they are few and far between here in the Los Angeles area. The closest one to us here is about a 45-minute drive. The next closest is a 2-hour drive.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And it's Sonic's.
You know what? I've actually had...
I absolutely adore Sonic's.
I've actually had Sonic, and I remember when I had it, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay.
They got everything, and the neat thing about it is that they do everything good.
Right.
It's all done excellent.
And here's the thing.
And it's one of those things for me is that when I eat it and I'm done eating it, I don't feel like 1,000 pounds of regret. I don't feel crappy after eating it. I actually feel like, wow, I ate food.
And going back to my point, they're with like all the Sonic advertisers, they advertise like a whole plethora of things that they sell, not just like, come get our this is the best, blah blah blah. It's like, we got great drinks. We got great tots. We got great burgers. We got great shakes.
Dude, I buy like an extra large thing of chili cheese tots every time I'm there, and I just evacuate my bowels 18 hours later. Like,
that's actually
Jesus.
That's actually fairly good. That's actually a pretty good window.
I don't care about the physical repercussions that occur after eating that. I do a line of chili cheese tots this long,
and also 18 hours. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's got to get through your system, right? So,
but
like if it hits you instantly, something's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I will agree. Sonic is pretty good.
Sonic's great. I mean, it doesn't have to be different from Sonic's, right? Unless you want to make it different from Sonic's. And also, you tell us too in the comments what the epitome of your favorite fast food is.
Or you know what? Tell us, since we mentioned it now, tell us your favorite sort of regional chain of burger joints.
That as well. Like I know there's
Whataburger.
Yeah, Whataburger.
Shake Shack, which we're actually getting.
Yeah, we are getting a Shake Shack. I'm very excited to try that out for the first time.
You know what?
So,
would you count Five Guys?
Yes. We count Five Guys. Five Guys is expensive as hell.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It is one of those places.
It's definitely one of. Yeah, it's definitely one of those like you just got paid and it's payday. All your bills are add up, and you say, "Oh, I still have a little bit extra left. You know, I'm going to treat myself."
Yeah, every time I'm going to Five Guys, I always dial my phone and I say, "Yes,
hello bank.
Hello, Federal Reserve. Yes." No, this time, let's do Lithuania. It's a deal, thanks. I will have a side of fries. It's so expensive, but oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
And
I have a few criteria.
I'm getting hungry.
You You know, let's hit up the place when we're done here.
Sure, sounds good.
I have a few criteria about this kind of thing. One, most important, I think, is consistency. Mm-hmm. Whether it's great, terrible, or just okay.
It's consistently terrible.
Yeah,
that's great.
You know what? Actually, I feel like that's a fair point. If it's like always like if you're going there, I always expect to have this quality meal. I feel like that's a very important thing when like sort of picking your favorites out of these.
Yeah, I would put Jack in the Box in that area because that's Jack in the Box is trash.
Oh yeah,
but God, do I love it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. It definitely takes away a good 3 to 4 days from your total lifespan every time you eat there.
Half of Jack in the Box's menu right now is basically like...
We know you're high,
hey,
so eat up.
It's 3 a.m. and you're high as shit. You're hungry, aren't you?
Right.
So...
In fact, we're probably going to go there.
I was about to say, it's not 3 a.m. and we're not high as shit, but we're going to go.
Yeah. Again, consistency. If it's consistent quality, great. Also... accessibility, like wherever you're going in the country, you're always going to be like, okay, I'm in Delaware. I don't know where anything is, but I know there's a Burger King or whatever.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Or like, I'm in Tokyo,
right, and
I know there's a McDonald's somewhere around here. So, yeah.
Again, and also just vibes. Like, if we go in there, it's like, okay, these people are going to be professional. They're just going to give me my thing. They're not going to...
Sorry, I just thought about those videos of, like, Sonic's people delivering the food on skates and, like, eating into the sides of people's cars. Right. And that was mean for me to think about, but it's funny.
Right. Yeah, but again, so, like, if you go into a place and, like... If you're going for a vibe, feel like it's going to be comfortable, or like these people aren't. Again, and also vibes sort of like vary from place to place, or when you're going there. Like like you're going there, it's like if it's early in a lunch shift for these people, you're like, okay, these people aren't overly stressed. There's a good chance I can get my meal right, and I think I'm quoting a Brennan Lee Mulligan podcast at the moment, but yeah. If you go in there and know that it's going to have a decent chance you're going to get your food right, then great. Those are my main criteria when I'm thinking about what is like the best sort of food place, restaurant.
Gotcha. So what is it?
Yeah, again, Five Guys.
Five Guys? Okay.
Again, and also fourth, price. If you can swing it, Five Guys.
Yeah.
If things are a little tight, but you don't feel like cooking, probably Burger King or Jack in the Box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. So, as you can imagine, I would rate Taco Bell pretty highly up there. That is...
Sir?
I know.
You live in Southern California.
I know.
And you pick Taco Bell.
As a fast food place, okay? If I want something quick and dirty, that does it. If I'm going to, like, have actual, like... Mexican food or something, I know where to go.
Right.
So, and that's not a restaurant.
Actually, I feel like I'm gonna share some advice for people looking for like a good Mexican food place, I should say. Mm-hmm. First off, if you go to a place and you see an old lady hand making tortillas, instantly that's in the B+ A- range for quality of food. Mm-hmm. If you go into a place and you hear the wait staff or the cook staff yelling at each other in Spanish, A+ off the bat, you're in for a fantastic meal.
Yep. I was gonna say when I was up in Oregon for the eclipse back in 2017, after the eclipse itself, we stopped in Eugene, Oregon, of all places, and I had the best mole I've ever had in my life. In Eugene, Oregon, of all places.
Let me guess, people yelling at each other in Spanish?
Yes, there's an old lady, making hand making the tortillas, hand pressing them, working it the whole shot with everything with that. There were no flour tortillas in sight, all corn. That's another way you know it's good too, if they have more corn tortillas than flour tortillas.
Yeah, I feel like that's more like a personal taste deal. No judgments.
That's true. And that we walked in. The old lady making the tortillas turned and yelled, "Vámonos, pendejo!" at somebody back in the back area, and our friend that we were with turned to us and was like, "What did she say?" And I was like, "She said that the food's gonna be good."
if you hear somebody's abuela say "Vámonos, pendejo,"
yeah, you're in for a good time. Right. So I gotta say, and I just want to say because we were around Christmas. Just a couple weeks ago, right. I have eaten a lot of tamales, and it is that is one of my favorite things about Christmas time is all the tamales. I just eat so much.
There's actually a story we actually had quite a bit of rain right around Christmas time here, and Christmas Eve there was a line at our local Mexican grocery store, straight out the door, around the corner, people in the pouring rain. Just waiting to get tamales.
Bless them.
Yep.
So it's worth it.
Yeah.
You ask me, worth it. I would absolutely be standing in the rain if I had not been working.
Look, maybe white, but I live in Southern California, and I slurred a little bit. It's not just Mountain Dew in here.
It's really good. Is this bourbon?
Green bourbon. But anyway.
Absinthe.
So, anyway, I will not turn down good tamales, my friend.
Yeah, it would be very, very good. So I guess in tamales, smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, smash tamales.
Yeah, pass Taco Bell, smash tamales. Yeah.
Yep.
Although if you do smash Taco Bell, use all the protection.
Yes, it's gonna be spicy.
And
it's going to hurt a lot.
And if you don't take precautions, you will get sick.
Yeah. I was going to say, you would think telekinesis is bad. Blake, okay. That was...
No, moving shit with your mind is great. Reading people's minds without their consent...
Not nice. Not nice. Unless you're in a situation that might call for it.
Right.
Like somebody shooting at you.
Right.
I think at that point, all bets are off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, it's got to get handled. So,
tune in next week. We're talking about which Justice League member we. I'm kidding. We won't, or maybe we will. I don't know.
It all depends on what the people want.
Right.
Tell us what you want. So, actually, yeah. Is this are we reaching the end? Is this it? Have we crossed the threshold into which we say goodbye?
Is there anything else we wish to discuss?
I don't know. I'm pretty excited about the year coming up. I'm just hopefully try to get back to mountain climbing. That's my ultimate goal. Yeah. So I'm going to at least do one mountain this year. So
I'm looking forward to getting back into more regular D&D/tabletop things.
Yeah, same. I absolutely cannot wait for you to be DMing us and me personally being able to make you think. So that is one of my favorite things to do as a D&D player, which is to get the DM into a point where they go, I didn't think about that. So
yeah, I've actually got this guy to watch a little bit of Dimension 20.
Mm-hmm.
It's a D&D live play show on Dropout.
Mm-hmm.
And every so often there's a moment where the DM says, There comes a time as a dungeon master where I'm thinking about what associated ability check goes with jumping up a Cornpop's butthole.
But there we were.
Yeah.
So, by the way, on my calendar, thanks for writing butthole. So, I appreciate that.
Post-production Jared, show a picture of the calendar.
Okay. I will show a picture of you having written out butthole on my calendar. I appreciate that. So, this is why we're friends.
Yeah.
So...
we put buttholes on things.
Well, my calendar, smash. So I think
we know where.
I think that concludes STS-4. So Blake, thank you so much for coming on the show again. And I guess we'll probably have you back on for STS-5. Because we got to figure that out. Unless you are like, I'm done with this.
No,
I'd still
do this. And who knows? Maybe we could get a third person or somebody.
Yeah, I mean, we have had that happen, but they were live shows. Right. So yeah, but I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Things.
I have words to say. Well, I want it. That needs like a slow motion replay at the end of this so that everyone can watch the brain lock up.
You hear that post-production, Jared?
Yeah, get it, edit it real good for me. Okay. All right. So that's it. We're done. Should people know where to look for you at, or because we're still on Twitter, but also at the same time.
We also got Blue Skies.
Yeah, we got Blue Skies, and
I should be posting more stuff there, but it's like
and I got a Mastodon as well, and I post there, and I got an Instagram too that I post.
Again, I'm still mostly on Twitter, but I'm trying to transition to Blue Sky. I'm gonna add that to my 2012 resolution. Do more on Blue Sky over Twitter.
That's a good one. I think I will follow you on that one very well with it. So. That's it. Yeah. We're done with STS-4. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, if you really like what you just heard over the last, oh my gosh, over an hour, you stuck with us. Thank you so much. Don't forget, subscribe to us, like us, leave a comment, share this wherever you can, tickle the algorithm, as I say.
Let us know what superhero team you want our input on.
Yeah, or tell us yours. Tell us your favorite fast food place. Anything that we ask for input on, just, go for it. Just let us know. Drive the engagement. The whole point. I want to do this, and it's really difficult to run a YouTube channel when you're, like, not really making any money off of it. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I want to make money so I can do more of this, because I really enjoy doing this.
If you want to see Jared... You want to see Jared live stream him playing the Spider-Man PlayStation games? I'll make that happen.
Yeah, we could maybe figure that out. Can you do that? Or
I got the games.
Okay, that's good. And when we can figure out a way to do some commentary or something with it, because I basically have no idea what I will be doing because I don't play video games. I'm too busy, and then also people are like, "Don't you play Kerbal Space Program?" And I'm like, "Buddy, I live it." So
if you want us to try and figure out how to live stream our D&D games, let us know.
Yeah, they might work out well. I feel like that is something also that anybody playing with us needs to be A-okay with as well. Obviously. So, but also, I don't know. I'm not big on doing that because D&D streams and podcasts and stuff like that are a dime a dozen at this point. So had it been 10 years ago, maybe, but nowadays there's a bajillion of them out there. And what are you gonna? The key is always, what are you gonna add that somebody else isn't already?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just killed your dreams, didn't I?
Hey, you know what? Who cares about if I'm mad at it or not? I just think it'd be kind of fun. Like,
okay.
Who knows? Maybe our personalities be enough to voice. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to figure it out.
Right.
So, all right. That sounds good. All right. Well, that was definitely what my friend Jamie would call a Minnesotan goodbye. So let's get out of here. Don't you know? Holy buckets! We're gonna wrap this show up right now, and we're gonna go ahead and why don't we just go ahead and go?
Yeah, why don't you just hit stop there on the whole recording machine?
Stop and go real quick.
Yeah, well, this is mine, so I'm going to take this with me.
Yeah, go for it. Where are you going?
I got to go around. There's blocking that way.
Oh, okay. Come on over.
Yeah, that's too much shit in the garage.
Yeah, sorry, I got all my rockets in here.
On the ice cream machine.
What the hell? That just means it's down Minnesota at that point.
I don't know what this sounds like.
Minnesota. My legs! I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Things.
I have words to say. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Things.
I have words to say. Well, I want it. That needs like a slow motion replay at the end of this so that everyone can watch the brain lock up